YouTube? All right, so as you all can see by the title, today we are going to talk about social media and mental health. What you just buy? This topic I feel like is very important because let's be real, most of us are on some form of social media, if not multiple platforms. And sometimes y'all social media could be could hinder us a lot more than it helps us if we just being real about it, you know? And although the creators of social media and these different platforms talked about how they created it for people to like socialize and be able to connect with one another if they live in various places of the world and things like that. But child, I don't think anybody prepared us for the cons of social media. So let's get into it. Okay, so before we even jump into the cons, let's first discuss how social media has its pros, right? This right here, I'm talking to you on a social media platform. So social media could be informative. We often joke on TikTok by like how we learn so much than we've ever learned in school, right? Like we call it TikTok University because you learn all these different life hacks and just different informative pieces that can help better your life. It also connects people. So people who you may never come in contact with outside of social media, you meet these people there. You have access to these people. You have access to these businesses that you can reach via social media to maybe help you further an idea that you may have, a business proposal, things of that sort. It's also good for just like entertainment. So things that you may like, things that you may find funny, being able to just take a step back from your reality and then something as quick as just hopping on TikTok and scrolling and seeing some funny videos. So it definitely has its pros, but on the flip side of that, it can have, on the flip side of that, there are cons. So one of the main things that I tend to see myself and hear other people talk about, and how they talk about like their struggles with social media is basically it being a distraction. So lately, I can honestly say that it hasn't been as big of a distraction as it used to be. But that's just kind of like how I have this like strategy or the process that I do to make sure I'm minimizing my scrolling on social media, okay? Because sometimes we can find ourselves, especially TikTok, baby. TikTok marketing team and the creators of TikTok, baby, they knew what they were doing to keep folk on that app. Okay? I gotta give them their credit. Like, those people brought their brilliant minds together, and like, if we look at social media and like what we have to like really fight against, yeah, it's not just you. Okay, it's not just you, and it's not you probably like beating yourself up like, bruh, I just be scrolling for hours. I may procrastinate because I done been on this platform for this long. Yeah, they designed it for it to be that way. They literally designed it for you because that's how they make money. That's how they keep engagement and so on and so forth. Okay, so like, first, I would just give yourself grace on that end of it. Okay. They know what they doing. They know what they doing. But you gotta also know, like, okay, just because they're doing well with their assignment, baby, you gotta do some self-checking to make sure that you on your assignment as well. Okay? Rico, don't be over there making noises.
I'm about to go.
Okay. Dang, what was I talking about though? Oh, so with that being said, what I've found myself doing, like I say, it's extremely helpful. Y'all may have to do something else that suits you. So what I would do is, I told myself this year I'm not consuming more content than I create, right? So like part of my goal is to get out mental health content, raise awareness for mental health, things of that sort. And so I know that if I'm just constantly consuming content on TikTok, on Instagram, scrolling on Facebook, I cannot at the same time be creating content. Because if I'm sitting there watching, I ain't doing, you know? So my goal this year was to create more content than I consume. And by doing that, yeah, I just deleted Instagram and Facebook off my phone. Not TikTok. I'm gonna be honest. I did not delete TikTok, okay? But I deleted Instagram and Facebook. And the only time I download it is when I'm ready to make a post about something. Now, to some people, this may not work. I get it. I understand it. But for me, that's just what I do. Because what it does is like, I'm not able to just sit on there and just scroll, to just sit on there and be in people's business, just sitting on there, laughing, kikiing, commenting, all of that stuff when I know I got work to do. That's just what I do. Yes, it may be silly to just constantly, every other week, every 2 weeks, downloading the app, do what I do on there, delete it, whatever. Some people may have a little bit more willpower to keep it on their phone and not click on it. But as for me, baby, I know if the app is on my phone, I will be on it. So I just delete it all together. And it don't take nothing but a couple seconds to download it right back whenever I'm ready to make a post. But the downside to that though, I do sometimes feel like I'm missing out on, like, because especially on Facebook, I have a lot of my friends, a lot of my family on there. And so if I come back 2 weeks later, I feel like I'm always trying to like catch up. Y'all know how soon as you get on there, Facebook give you whatever post or whatever. And sometimes stuff will say like 7 days ago, this person posted this. It'll give me the date and it'll be like 2 weeks ago. And I feel bad for like commenting or just kind of like engaging days to weeks later. But you know, this is just what works best for me to make sure that I'm like minimizing distractions, okay? It was something else I was gonna say about distractions. Let me think. What the heck else was I about to say about distractions? Okay, like I say, I feel like I be missing out on people's stuff, but you know, it is what it is, honestly. Until I could get to that point to where I'm not having to focus on homework and running a business and doing this, that, and the third, and can have a little bit more time, a little bit more leisure to just be on Facebook and Instagram a little bit more. We ain't gonna even, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. Which brings me to my next point. I understand that a lot of people run like their business off of social media, right? I know for me, the biggest reasons why I wasn't going to just delete social media was business-wise. I know that, like, again, you could reach a lot of people via social media. All right. You could reach a lot of people via social media. You can connect with so many people. You can collab with so many people. And I knew that, like, with my nonprofit organization, I wanted to be on social media just so that I could reach the right people and hit my target audience and things like that. But then I had to be real with myself because, yeah, I was not posting. I simply wasn't. And so I had to say, like, girl, let's check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, like, literally. And, like, it ain't that deep. delete social media, you'll reach the people that you're supposed to reach at the time you're supposed to reach them. And I had to literally say that to myself and believe it. And like, again, get myself together, get the content together, and then get back on social media to actually push the content that I've already created. Because just being on there just to say, oh, I gotta run my business from there, but not posting nothing business wise, baby, you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. Like, let's be for real, okay? But like I say, it became easier to say, okay, you know what? Let's get these projects done. Once you're done with it, get back on there, post it. You could keep for a minute while you up on there. Then, homegirl, we need to hop on back off and move on to our next project, move on to our next thing. And I think that like just making sure you keep that work-life balance to where you're not doing too much of the other or anything like that, that it helps your overall mental health. Because too much leisure, too much idle time, too much just consumption could really ruin your mental health. Like, it really can. And I think that sometimes we catch it like once we've like declined to a point where it's like, whoa, like something ain't right, something out of whack. Let me do a detox. You know, we don't notice it until it gets to that point. So I feel like just being proactive and catching it before you have to even get to that point is extremely helpful. And it has definitely helped me. Another thing that I would say is like, I think social media has this way of making us think that success is it's quick, that your business moving to the next level is quick, that buying a house, buying a car, like that dreams are just like this, right? Like, it creates this like facade. And I don't even want to necessarily like put the blame on social media, right? Like, I don't want to make it seem like that, but like just being on social media and seeing the different influencers or content creators, whatever you want to call them, living these type of luxurious lifestyles and things like that, and then like you consuming nothing but that type of content, or you seeing it often. I think that people can sometimes get it confused with like, oh, that's just like, some people just got it that easy, because most people aren't showcasing or highlighting the behind the scenes, right? And so then people at times get into these like almost as if they're like comparing themselves to the people that they're seeing online, because man, this person got it going on, this person doing this person doing that. And while you can learn from people, right? I feel like if your outlook is different on the people who you're consuming or the things that you're consuming, then it doesn't have such a negative impact on your mental health. So you could watch these same people who are living these luxurious lifestyles and things like that, and you create a vision board and you like, okay, you know what, I'm taking ideas from this person, that person, like that looks great when I make it to this level, that, but make sure that you keep it there, you keep it at bay. Like, hey, this is inspiring, this is great to see, this is great to know what to look forward to, this, like, instead of like comparing yourself to, man, this person is 30 years old and here I am, ain't even got half of what they're doing, or ain't even make, like, don't let that become your mindset, because soon as it gets to that point, the fun is out of it. The learning is out of it. The inspiration is out of it. And so I just think that we have to just make sure, like I say, that our mindset of like being intentional about what we consume. I put it that way. And that actually leads me to my next point, okay? Which is, soon as y'all Instagram and Facebook did this thing where they started showing you other people's like pages who you don't even follow. Baby, that they kind of lost me with that, because when you want to be intentional, like maybe like a year or two ago, I kind of feel like it's been 2 years now. If I was just following people who probably when I first got on Instagram, I was following different pages and things like that, that literally I had absolutely no more connection with or no reason to be following them, I unfollowed a lot of people and pages that just did not sit right with my spirit, or that I, again, just did, like, maybe I outgrew that time period of my life, and so I no longer had need for it. And so I deleted a whole lot of stuff and was very intentional about, okay, when I scroll, I want it to be what I want to see, what I want to ingest, what I want to consume. But then Instagram got to this point to where, like, they will show you people pages who you don't even follow. You don't even, like, you literally don't even follow them, don't even have any mutuals. And they just throw them on your, what is it? Is it the For You? I don't even know. Your timeline, whatever term is correct. They would just literally put these people on there. And while I get, again, the creators want to push people's content, especially if you being loyal to them by posting all the time and things like that and using the right hashtags, so they, you know, are promising you to push that content out there. But like, for people who only want to have, who want to control like what they're consuming, it's a drawback, you know? And I just think that that's where, like I say, that's the main point where they lost me. For Facebook, it's not like that as much. I did, when the Reels came out, you saw a lot of that taking place because Reels was new, and so they were just trying to push it in people's face because they wanted people to start creating Reels because they were in competition with TikTok or whatever. And so, you know, I started seeing people who, again, I have no clue who these people are in a Reel just on my timeline. But the other thing about Facebook, yeah, Facebook is just Facebook is just Facebook. Facebook is a different place. Like, people joke a lot of the times and say like, yeah, this here been on TikTok, let's say March 3rd, and Facebook ain't gonna get it until March 31st. You know, Facebook is just sometimes late to the party. I'll put it that way. And so, but in its own way, that's okay, because again, where we live in this world where everything is just so fast paced and like, oh, okay, we got to do this trend and we got to move on to the next. Like, Facebook gives very much, baby, we're going to do things on our own time. And so, you know, Facebook is just sometimes a hit or miss. But another thing that I want to talk about with social media impacting our mental health is how, like, sometimes, again, with it being a distraction and you spending so much time on social media, I feel like we tend to like miss out on like what's right in front of us when we're just so consumed by what's going on elsewhere, you know? And then some of this stuff, when you just think about it, like, it's probably not even real, you know? And so we're just sitting here consuming and just consuming and just consuming, and it's like, what's right in front of our face, what matters the most, we're neglecting to a certain extent because we've got so accustomed to just looking down in our phone. And so there's no way to be 100% attentive to the social media as well as what's going on around us. It's no way to do both. It's no way. And so I think that, like, just trying to, again, take a step back, doing one of those self-reflections, like, okay, what could I be doing right now? How can I be intentional with my time? How can I better my best, right? What can I do? And so I just think that, like, creating a specific time block for you to be on social media, for you to push whatever content, for you to do whatever on there, connect with people, be entertained, whatever the case is. But then we got to know when to shut it off. Okay? We got to know when to shut it off, because our mental health is 100 times more of a priority than being entertained, you know, or a business that we're running, or anything of that sort. Whatever our use of social media is for, our mental health, like I say, 100 times better. So yeah, I just want to encourage anyone who, when you get on social media, you start to compare yourself, or you just begin to feel these negative feelings about yourself or about others, y'all hop on off of there, okay? Social media ain't going anywhere. You know, get your mental health in order. Get yourself, you know, do some self-checking and this, that, and the third, and then come up with a good routine that you can follow, to where you could just make sure, again, we ain't being reactive. We're going to be proactive in all 2024, okay? We are being proactive. So let's get us some systems in place. Let's get us some, you know, a lot more self-care, self-love, and consuming things that we 100% can control, okay? And be intentional about, which ain't social media. Let's do those things, and let's pour into ourselves, so that we could just be out here being who it is that God has called us to be. But yeah, y'all, that is all that I have for y'all for now. I hope that y'all, you know, enjoyed this conversation. In the comments below, give us some tips on how you limit your social media usage. Give us some tips on what you do while you're on social media. Like, what is your mindset? Give us those type of things, and let's have a discussion in the comments below. As always, thank you all so much for your support. It never goes unnoticed, okay? If you could please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, so that you can know every single time I post a new video. And as always, if you share this video, you are helping and doing your part on eradicating the stigma surrounding mental health. And for that, baby, I love you from the bottom of my heart, okay? See you all in the next video.